Recording starts, the box pops up on your screen. You have to click the word "Got it," clear the box out of the way, and then we will
Тебе надо.
get going.
Got it.
Это он уберет.
Нет, got it.
And everyone is now muted, and let's go. So we begin. Scoot forward, front edge of your chair, hands on your thighs, chin slightly down so the crown is sort of pointing more up. Cultivate this zhongjung or central upright, this pillar of vertical support. And as you find that zhongjung, then you move on to the next idea, the next sort of quality called chunwon, which means soften and relax as your means of finding stability. So softening into stability, sinking into stability. So we've got a vertical axis, and then around that vertical axis, you're just releasing, relaxing. Sometimes that'll come along with maybe a little shrug, maybe you feel some tension in the neck, you want to move the neck, you want to round or arch, maybe you want to shift into one buttock, the other buttock. So it doesn't mean you have to hold yourself still. Softening and feeling this grounding quality happens when you relax. So instead of holding, release, relax. To assist with that, breathe in through the nose, long and smooth. Breathe out through the mouth like a sigh. Relax. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Do this about 7, 8 more breath cycles. Just recognize this is simple. This is something every one of you can do, and I would recommend you do this multiple times throughout the day for short periods of time. It's like calibrating or tuning, orienting. So our quote-unquote practice doesn't always have to be a half hour, an hour. It can just be 2 minutes of sitting upright, finding your zhongjung or central pillar, remembering to release and relax. And then the breath, that long, smooth in, long, smooth out, gives our mind what the Taoists call the E. The E. It's like the superpower of being able to harness your mind and direct it rather than it being scattered and distracted. So this practice of watch the inhale come in, hold it for a moment, watch that exhale go out, be present with your mind for the whole exhale, hold the breath empty for a moment, inhale again when it's time, hold, exhale out. So this is like weightlifting for the E, for the mind. Stay present for successive breaths. As I said, for 2 minutes, doesn't sound like a lot of time, but to be highly present for 2 minutes is a long time because the mind usually runs all over the place. So just these 5 final breaths, see if you can be observing unbroken observation for all 4 phases of inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Inhale, hold, exhale. Unbroken. Take that with you, this practice we just did, as a daily medicine, just like you would take any other medicine. It's the correct dosage of 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute at various times during the day, just to reorient, recalibrate, reconnect, clear out the debris, the chaos in the system, right? So see if you can add that to your daily practice. It doesn't take a huge amount of time. One of my clients said something very funny. She said, doing it isn't as hard as remembering to do it, which I think is interesting. It's the remembering in your daily life to go, wait a minute, remember that thing, that practice? Let me insert that here. Let me remember to do it. So take that idea with you. Try to remember to do little 1 minute, 2 minute calibration. Whenever things start to go a little haywire, come back, find the simple practice. It's very potent, simple but potent. Now, slide your hands back, elbows behind you, shoulder blades back. Lift the chest and arch your back. Look up. Then slide your hands forward past your kneecaps, arms straight, hollow the chest, drop the head. And then slide the hands back, elbows back, shoulder blades back, chest up, chin up, look up. Do this with an inhale. And then slide the hands forward, hollow the chest, round the back. Exhale. And again, sliding back, inhale, and forward. Exhale. And back, inhale. And exhale. One more. And come to sitting upright and into rotation. Left hand forward, right hand and elbow back, turn. Right. And then turning back to center and turn. Turn to the right. And just remember the unique insight from the Taoists, from the ancient Chinese who developed Chinese medicine, and Tai Chi and Qigong and other beautiful art, all from a certain insight. But this importance of soft and loose, soft, loose, and supple, pliable. That doesn't mean soft and losing integrity of structure, how we sometimes think of that. Oh, soft, let me collapse. There is no collapse. In fact, there's buoyancy. There's plumpness in that softness. And so while we're moving with that in our mind, that I'm trying to yield the result of a softer, more supple, more plump, more pliable vessel, vehicle. Let's come back to the middle, pausing there, and then dangle the arms alongside you and lean, and then lean. And it looks like there's a little bit of glitchiness on my end. I hope it's not really disturbing the practice, but you'll have to let me know if you guys can't hear me or see me. Leaning. So this idea of soft, right? I'm not stiffening and pulling things up. Instead, I'm so relaxed that I can just kind of lazily, leisurely lean. And this is, again, the Taoist view of how to be a more balanced, more stable, more agile body is through a removal of that which is extra, a removal of those places of tension that could be soft, those places of immobility that should be naturally movable. So we're just looking for that throughout. And then pause in the middle, and we go shoulders. So the important bit with the shoulders is the shoulder blades on our back. So we spread them apart, lift, bring them back towards each other, slide them down, under. So the prime moving place is the shoulder blades, but then you notice if you move from the shoulder blades, the arm moved a little forward. Then as I lift up, the arm lifted a little, but I don't have to lift my arm. I just have to relax the arm. Just let the arm follow the movement of the shoulder blade and just stay at ease. So this is called protraction, elevation, retraction, depression. Underneath, protract, elevate, retract, depress. One more. And reverse, retract, elevate, protract, down. Retract and elevate, protract, down. Together, apart. Together, apart. One more. And down. Now, bring your legs closer together so they're somewhat out of the way. Lean a little bit forward. Swing the arms forward and touch the backs of the hands to each other. The arms are internally rotated. Now go around a circle and lean a little bit back and bring the hands in close with palms facing forward. Then we lean forward, swing the arms forward. Lean back as we circle the arms around to the back. So again, show you from the side. I'm leaning. Sort of has almost like a feeling of rowing, but not the same as rowing, but it has that movement. So I'm folding at the hips, leaning forward, and then unfolding at the hips, coming back. Now, folding and lift. So the arms come up out in front of you, and then we go open, down. So another important insight from the Taoists about the human body. The playground is out here in front. There's all this room in front and a little bit of room behind. So I don't crank my arm back here. It just goes a little bit here and down, but then there's all of this room out in front. And all that room, and then just a little bit behind. So do that a couple more times. We're way out here and back. Now we go up and over. We go forward and we keep going up, but the same idea here is we don't go too far behind. We just find that comfortable slide right down, and then the playground is out in front all the way, and then just a little bit behind, right? Notice I'm not forcing it behind my body, but I am exploring all of that space, and then just a little bit behind. Now, back to the first level, back, around in front. Back, out, around in front. Again. And then the second level of this is back, out, and up. And then again, the playground is all out here. all down through here. This is where the body moves very freely, or we want it to. Back here, there's just a little bit of room, but then we got all of that room. Down, back, up. Then we got all of that room that we need to have smooth, open, supple movement. Now we go back, up, and over the top. So we even have all this room up here, all this room down here, back. And then we just find the safe glide path up, and then there's all of that room down. Two more. One more. Bend your elbows. Elbows flare out, up. Now just hold your elbows as high as you can and see if you can be as relaxed as possible. Relax through the wrists. Relax all this space. So again, rather than tightening things up to try to lift higher, we got to let go of that and just float them up. So it's kind of like you levitate the limbs by using the interior space and come down. Then around in front, touch the elbows together, squeeze. And then down. Out and up. Down. Around in front, closing in front opens our back. Down. One more. And then elbows back behind, down, forward, keeping them at about shoulder distance apart here, up as much as you can go up. Like you got a scratch, you got an itch on your back you're trying to get to. And then forward and down and back behind you. And then down and forward and up in front. And forward and down, back behind. Down, forward, up in front. One more. So these girdles, these harnesses of muscle and joint that get bound up, we're moving them so that they get more free and fluid. Elbows out, one above, one below, cross. Hug. Give your torso a nice hug. And then elbows straight out to the side and switch. Hug. Open. Close. Open. Close. Open. Close. Open. Elbows down, arms in front, turn your palms down, up. Moving the two bones in your forearms through what's called pronation, supination. Pronate, supinate. And hands out while the elbows stay in. Again, I'm not getting my hands behind the body. They're opening, and I'm opening this space here on each side, and there's an unfolding, a sort of buoyancy through the torso here. And then bring your hands in, elbows out, and around in front. So again, look at the side, how far the elbows go in front of the torso. And as I do that correctly, the hands just naturally come as if to touch. Maybe they even touch the belly. But that's different than me going like this and touching my belly. I got to go here, right? Find that movement. And then elbows in, hands out. Hands in, elbows out and around. Opening, unfolding, externally rotating. And closing, folding, internally rotating. And open. Now stay open, step wide apart. Left hand up, over the rainbow, all the way across and down, touch. Reverse, up, all the way back over, down. Right arm up, over the top, down. Up, over the top, closing to the right, opening from the right, close to the left, open. And back to middle. Up and over both, cross, palms face down, let the arms fall between the legs and separate. And then cross, up. Quick, about 8 out of 10 of you are totally frozen in place. So Janet, Nancy, Miguel, Marjan, Sue, Maureen, all of you guys are frozen. Put a thumbs up if you can see me really clearly. Put a thumbs down if I'm very glitchy, if I've been glitchy throughout. Is there anybody who I'm glitchy for? Anyone with a thumbs down? Okay, so if you're glitchy to me, that's fine. I think. I mean, it's better than the other way around. So again, let's come back to this. We're going up, cross, turn the palms over, let the arms fall between the legs and separate. And then we go cross, lift, open. Then we try to smooth that movement. So it almost is just one movement. It's just that, almost like a flower, right? Blossoming. Close it. And open. Bring hands back in shoulder distance. We go wrists, circle, circle. So the important thing with the wrist here is that when we come up, usually the palms are facing down. So there has to be a little rotation moment there to get it ready. Palms facing up so that it can just drop over top like that. And then it just rolls right through. And then this is where people usually get in trouble with this movement. They forget to turn to then come over the top. As you're coming up, make sure you turn so that you're ready to go through. It's like opening the doorway. Because if I just come up and I don't, I'm blocking, I'm running into the bones. So I got to turn so that it goes through. And then you can get schwen or flow. Right? So there's certain rules about how this body does move. And let's go the other way. And if we get those rules correct, then it's as if the body is an octopus. It's as if the body is just water and it just flows. But if we're moving incorrectly, we're wearing out joints, we're running in, we're sort of fighting our own body for the movement. But you can see this eventually is just, it's just easy. But inside of that is all those elements that I'm talking about that at first we have to slow it down and turn and drop and flow through and come out and turn. But then eventually you just want to, and here, spread, gather, spread, gather. and turn, close, spread, turn, and then claw, right? See that shape into a fist. Open, claw into a fist. Open, open, and thumb touch pinky, 3 fingers touch thumb and pinky, bird beak, back, bird beak, and back, bird beak, back. One more. Shake them out. Right knee, lift. Right heel pulls in a little bit. So load, push, reload, set it down. Load, push, reload, down. Load and flow out, flow back, down. Load, push, load, down. Now straighten your right leg out, point, flex, point, flex, point, flex. And tilt in, tilt out. In, out. Tilt, tilt. Circle. In, around, and out. Out, around, and in. And switch. Point, flex. Tilt in a little, out a little, called inversion, eversion. Invert, evert. Circle, in, around, and out. Reverse, out, around, and in. And down. Scoot forward on your chair again. Step a little wider than hip distance. Lift the toes up, turn. Knees and toes point in, groin area closes, and open. Close. Open. Close. Open. So the body is a collection of mechanisms, individual mechanisms that, when working together, are greater than the sum of all the different mechanisms. But if we don't even know what the mechanisms are and what they do, and that they're asleep or they're sluggish or jammed up, well, then there's no hope of them all working together in that beautiful poetry. So that's what we're doing here. Let's get this fold forward. Sit vertical. Tip a little bit back. Now, when you fold and fold forward, now add this turn of the hands, elbows out, fold, sit upright, arms to neutral as you lean back. And then as you fold, turn on the hands, elbows flare out. That's internal rotation. And then sit vertical, lean back. Vertical. Step wide apart. This opens up the quad, allows us for deeper fold, right between the legs, elbows flared out, sit upright, lean back a little bit, sit upright. As you fold forward, elbows flare out, sit upright, lean a little bit back, again. Now, more complex movement, leaning back, tip to your right, Bow down more to the right, sweep across to the left, stay to the left as you sit vertical, stay back as you come around, circle, and around, forward, right to left, around. Switch directions, other way. Around. Just all while sitting in our chair, we've just explored quite a few different mechanisms and some complex, some simple movements. Bring your legs back to hip distance. Wings. Turn your palms up, reach up. Now reach your right arm higher, like there's something just out of reach. Try to touch it, and then come back to this position, and then left arm. Like there's something just out of reach, go touch it, and then back. And then right arm. And then back. And then left arm. Reach. And down. Reach. Reach. And down. Now both arms. Reach. And out. And then finally, forward, right? Forward, up, and lift the chest, lift the chin, try to create a little bit of a back bend. Oh, nice, satisfying. And forward, down, and arms, loose, loose. So this empty quality here up in this shoulder joint, chest area, keeping that loose. And then swing one, one, one. So while one is going forward, the other is going back. And relax. Fast feet. Tap, 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 tap. Stimulating the feet and also showing that we don't have our body weight down through the feet. Now, slide the feet back a little. Fold at the hips. Arms and shoulders are loose. Head and shoulders in front of the ankle. And then just push through the earth, get to vertical. Then, from that hip space, fold at the hips. Notice the arms are loose, they're hanging. Fold the body up, and then find the chair and sit back to the chair. Notice feet are empty, and then like we're pouring water out of a glass into another glass, pour out of the chair, down through the legs, find the earth through your feet, and come all the way to stand. And then hip hinge, fold, sink. Find the chair. One more time, standing up. So this is really important, again, the mechanisms of the hip crease. So now I drop something on the floor, I gotta go get it. So I gotta get down there from this hip crease, hinge, fold, low, let the back open, let the arms hang loose. Now you can touch the floor, pick up your glasses, pick up a pen, and then just push through the earth and stand back tall, vertical. The whole time, chun one, or let the body weight be down through you, underneath you. So you're relaxed, the whole body loose, soft, rather than I'm holding on so I don't fall over. Instead, it's just be loose and let the weight go through to the ground through your feet. And that looseness is what liberates you to fold the body like a little origami here, and then stand and unfold. Right? And that's like like it closes and then opens. Let's do that again. Just hip hinge and sink, find the earth, and then rise, come all the way to vertical. Now, just a couple of Qi Gong movements, which are like, you could say, the calisthenic type repetitive movements. So here we are standing in the middle. Change your weight to your right leg. And notice I didn't pick my foot up off the ground. Change your left leg. Notice I didn't pick my right foot up off the ground. So all I'm doing is from my middle pivot, casually, leisurely, letting the weight go down more through one leg and not the other. And then down through one leg, not the other. Now, another important piece is, notice how my zhongjang, or my central upright, is remaining pretty much vertical. So what I'm not doing is leaning this way and leaning this way. Instead, my vertical is staying intact, and I'm finding one leg, other leg, and then we don't want to be too stiff, so we add this movement here. So as you go down through your left leg, reach the left hand down, right wrist floats up, and then we change. Right hand diving down as left wrist floats up. And the wrist floats up like it's got a string tied to the wrist, and it's just coming up right through this space, right? It's close to the body. It's right here. And this hand is reaching like there's something I got to grab over here. And then change this way. But Alexander, notice that I'm not doing this. I'm not bending like that at all. So I'm keeping this vertical, and I'm getting some reach, and there's a little bit of turn of the spinal column, and boom. So there's this movement happening through the body, but I'm keeping that verticality. Change, change, change. This is called left-right yin-yang. Change. Change. And we do this one really to just break that frozen state in our middle. So now whichever leg you're going into, make sure that's the hand that's going down. The empty foot, that's the hand that's up. Change. So the leg that you're in, the body weight is in, that's the hand that's reaching down, the other hand is up. Change. So get to where you can just, boom, just make that change. And then make the change. Make the change. And then both hands down, wing, roll, fold over top, settle. So that's all the Qigong will do. We'll go right into our Tai Chi that we've been working. So now, hands come down alongside you. Knees are a little soft. Arms are loose. So this idea that the body is loose, is light, is made of water, rather than holding on for dear life. Let go of the body. Find how that grounds you to the floor. Now from here, you guys stay facing forward, but tip a little bit forward and swing the hands just a little forward. Then tip just a little bit back towards the heels and swing the hands back. Little bit forward. Little bit back. Little forward. Now what's called pung, or the rising energy. Forward and lift. And then lu, this sliding, gliding back and a little behind you. So get with this movement, the sort of rocking into your toes. And this rocking into the heels. the whole liquid mechanism, set of mechanisms flowing together. So that's Pung and Lu. Now we go Pung. Now here you're going to rock back and slide the hands back. Settle the hands just a teeny bit, and then rock forward and exude straight forward out the fingertips. We're just going to do that one a couple of times. So rock back into your heels, come back, down a little, and then forward, up a little. Rock back, sliding back and down a little. Rock forward, exude forward, up a little. Back, down a little, forward, up a little. So this is called G, which is the forward expression. Now turn your palms and stay long as they come down. So they come down the far side of a circle, up behind you, under the armpits, like you're going to tickle your own armpit, and out in front. Let's do that again. Down, under, up this unique path. Notice how the elbows got to go out, the shoulder, this space has to open so that you can come out through this pathway. So think about flossing your teeth, and if there were some teeth that you didn't ever floss, there'd be some buildup there, right? So that's kind of the idea with some of these movement pathways is we don't do this pathway, but we're built to do this. And so we want to have that pathway clear in the brain, clear in the body. Up under, like you're going to tickle your own armpit, and then straight out in front of you, all the way straight. And then we turn palms up and sweep down with that Lu. One more time, come up, under, out, and then Lu. Now we do Pung again, rising, slide back, settle, and then the last of these is this down, sort of like you're pressing something down, and then just float back up so we can do it again. Lead a little bit through the heel of the hand, down, and then rise.
What about our legs when we do this? Are we going back?
It's kind of like a buoy. It's like a buoy, right? We're in the middle. On this last one, we're neither rocking forward or backward. We're right down the middle, and there's this little Tai Chi springy buoy quality of sinking like a buoy in the ocean. One more time. Right, so we're not locked in our legs and doing just the arms, right? The whole liquid mechanism has this sinking quality. And then how we finish that is this little squat and rise, right? So now we're going to put all of those together in a sequence. So do it with me. Rock a little forward into your toes, the hands swing a little forward. Rock back, the hands swing back. Rock forward, Pung or rising. Rock back, slide back and settle. Now G, and notice here, Alexander, notice where my hands are. They're up by my chest, right? And they're back. Now rock forward and G, all the way forward. Turn the palms to face and stay long. Come under. Now remember that unique pathway. We come up the back, up the armpit area, right? So we're coming up, and through and out. Here we rock into the toes, then rock into the heels, and then rock into the toes, rock to the heels,
So Alexander, you're doing something funny there. Notice this. Simpler. It's just sliding back where you're kind of doing something. So just back, and then we just go right down the middle, and then through. Right? So like I was saying about the mechanisms of our body, this really uses them all in a very interesting way. And this is just the opening of the Tai Chi. So again, we rock forward and swing a little forward. Rock back, swing a little back. Rock forward and ride. Now that's sliding back. The flat palms slide back, like I was just showing you. Slide back and settle. Rock forward, they go forward. Turn your palms to face, they go long, under and behind. Up that back path, under the armpit, out over top, and then palms down. Again, rise. Again, slide back. And then here it's that pushing down or pressing down or down through, and then that Tai Chi squat. We'll do that one more time all the way through. Rock forward, rock back. Rock forward and lift. Rock back, slide back, and settle. Rock forward and extend forward. Turn the palms to face each other. Then there's this wheel, sort of circular movement. And then we go down. And then finishing it by going hung, slide back, and press down. And through. Now, the bear washes paws in the stream. Change your weight to your right leg, turn from your middle, and swing the hands across. And then change your weight to your left leg, turn, sweep the hands across. And then change the weight, turn, brush, and sweep. So there's this change weight, turn, and throw the arms. So this is kind of the most minimal expression of the Tai Chi practice here, where we're filling one leg, emptying the other, turning one way, winding up, and then turning the other way. So this is the bear washing its paws in the stream. So now the hands, pay a little closer attention to the direction the palms are facing. So that's called brush knee, that's called sweep the leg. And then the hands turn, and then it's brush and sweep. And as the tissue and joints loosen and the body gets a little more buoyancy and fluidity, then the hand wants to travel around, kind of far away, and then comes in close as the other hand goes far away and in close, far away. That's called the bear swirls the stream, right? Because there's a circle. This hand is drawing a full, complete circle, as the other one does as well. Circle, circle. Now the bear swats the jumping fish. The hand comes up like there's a fish jumping up in the out of the stream that we're standing in, and that big bear paw smacks it, right? And so this hand brush knee, while this hand swings like a big bear arm. And then brush knee and swat. And then brush knee, swat. Now the bear swats the high jumping fish. So now we come up, over the top, and down. And then as it's brush knee here, this hand is coming up up and over top. And each one of these, we're changing the weight into one leg and out of the other leg. And then changing the weight. Turn. Change the weight. Turn. Change. Turn. So remember, that hand that just came across drops down and brushes through as this hand swings, brushes through. Last one. Now from here, bring your left hand down into the water, right arm wing, roll, roll, fold. So this is now a different mechanism. This is a loaded weapon, you could say. So now as we shift and turn, brush knee and push, right? So from this loaded position to a push. The bottom hand has to come through as well. So together, that's brush knee and push. Now they have to change position. So the right hand dips into the water, left hand roll, fold. So Alexander, put your right hand down, left hand up over top. Your body weight should be in your left leg, and you're turned to the left. So that now we're ready to go back this way. And the hands flow through. Then the left hand goes down into the water, the right arm sets up, and we're ready to go shifting and turning and brushing and pushing. Roll and fold. Shift and turn. The arms have to extend so that they can return. Left hand down, right hand folded in. Shift and turn. Rush and push, let them finish. They go, they go, they go, they go. Then the right hand down, turn the left palm, fold. Shift and turn. Rush and push. Finish. Shift and turn. Brush and push. They finish. Shift and turn. And both arms down. From here, change your weight to your right leg. Turn your left foot out 5 degrees or so. And sit through that left leg. Empty your right foot and float the toe out in front. I'll turn sideways so you can see. And just touch the floor empty, which is different than being in that foot. So try to have all your weight in your back leg and your front foot touches the floor out in front. Then bring that foot back, toes turned out 5 degrees, change the weight, and put your left foot out in front. Bring it back, change the weight, right foot out in front. An important thing here, if you notice my back isn't here. So I'm not doing it like this, because that would strain the back. We have to get this place so the weight goes straight down through the spring-loaded quality in the legs, so that you can just let the weight go down through. Let it go through. Toe comes out in front. Step back. Change the weight. Now, have your right foot out in front. Bend your right elbow. Point the right fingertips to the sky. Left hand down. Dipped into the water. Bring the right foot back. Change the weight. Bring right hand down. Left elbow bend. And left foot comes out. So that time I did that 1, 2, and 3. We'll do it again like that. So bring the foot back. Karen, you have a raised hand? Huh? You have to unmute yourself if you have a question. No question. I think it just read that you have a raised hand. That's funny. Okay, it says Karen has raised her hand, but we have all raised our hand. Right? So now, bring that left foot back. As you change the weight, try to time it so that the left hand goes down, right hand comes up, and right foot steps out. And then bring right foot back. Change as you put the right hand, the weight down through the right hand down, left hand up. Bring the left foot back, change. So now this is this Tai Chi principle of 1 full, 3 empty. So we want to feel light, loose. Bring the right foot back. Now we want to change which one is the full so that the other one becomes empty. And now we have that option. Again, be careful with this bit, but lift. And then put the toe down. Bring the foot back. Change. Once you establish left foot full, then you can go hands change with that optional lift. Down. Change. And eventually it can flow to where the leg comes down and then we just foot comes down, we go change. Foot comes down. And all of this is organized by this middle. So, right, this seemingly difficult asymmetrical movement eventually feels easy to coordinate from the brain and the middle pivot. And down. Now, put the weight into your right leg. Turn your left foot out 5, 10, maybe 15 degrees. Change your weight into that leg and step your, your right foot forward. Now notice if you see the distancing here, I haven't gone like this. So I don't have this closed position. There's a little bit of width left to right. And there's also length, as in this foot is in front, but it's also out to the side. So just create that situation where you have 100% and 0. Now shift 70%. And then shift back 100%. And then shift 70 into this front leg. And then back. Bring your hands up in front of the chest. Turn the palms forward. Now as you shift into your front leg, extend, push, 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 push. All right, so we're here. And then turn your hands to face, shift, bring the hands back in. Turn your hands from the earth, through the legs, through the hips, translated all the way to the tips of the fingers. Turn the hands. All the way back and to the earth. From the earth, through the legs, through the hips, all the way out the arms to the fingertips, and back. Push. Draw. 2 more. Push. All the way satisfyingly finished. Draw. 1 more. Push. And draw. Now bring that right foot back, heels touching, toes turned out. Change the weight, and now step the left foot. It has to have length, as in forward, but it's also got to have width. Slightly out to the side. And then shift 70%, push. Turn the hands, draw back 100. Continue that, turn sideways just so you can see a few of the. All right, so I'm keeping some elements of this zhongjang, vertical upright, but it's not necessarily perpendicular to the floor. It can be. but it can also have a little bit, like you can see here, there's a little bit of slope, there's a little bit of rounding. It's again more like what you see in nature from mountains and from the earth. Nothing is really truly perfectly perpendicular, right? And back. And so allow this feeling of this fluid body, this elastic, supple, movable body. And now we're going to change each time. So you come back, bring that left foot back, drop the hands as you change into that left leg. Now as you step, bring your hands up, push, bring it back, bring the right foot back, change sides, bring the hands up as you step and push, come back, step across, drop the hands, change side, sinking and stepping and push and back, together, standing up. As you sink through your right leg, step the left foot and then hands come up and push. Right, so there's this, hands come down, the body kind of straightens up, and then we're sinking through this leg as we step the newly emptied foot and getting the hands grip, right? So that's this little prep, push, come back, step, straighten up. So eventually we can get good at this, sink to the earth and step, and now you're ready to execute the push. You're going sink and without losing any of this good stability and connection to the earth. Right? Because what we don't want this to turn into is what it can, where we're sort of falling forward. Instead, watch how smooth that can be. Where it doesn't look like I fall into my movement at all. So there's no rush. There's that. And then that. Then this. That. One more each side. Down. And 3 times to close. Open. Lift. Rock a little bit into your toes. Reach out and close in front. Palms facing up. Rock a little bit back. The hands come in the upper gate. Settle everything to your middle. And then this Tai Chi squat that we worked on earlier. We're back to standing. We rock back a little and open and lift. Rock forward, closing. Rock back, bringing in through the upper. Settle everything to the middle, and then Tai Chi squat. And one more. Back. Forward. It's like a chi reset, according to how the Chinese medicine folk view the flow of the channels. We're just reminding the body how to flow, ideally. And then we close the practice. Wings, roll, fold, settle, 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 settle. Turn the hands so they face in. And then go one hand on belly, on top of the belly button, and then this hand stacks. And just take 5 breaths here. So your hands should be right in the middle. So Alexander, you're doing something like this. Just right in the middle. Yeah, just very natural. And let those shoulders be more relaxed if you can. Elbows relaxed, hands relaxed. And then 5 breaths where we let, again, the story in the Tai Chi view of the body is that we want our life force housed in the battery here, rather than running around in our head, running around in our emotional turbulence. So this represents this like a nap or like a deep sleep that we get a lot of healing from. Can we touch that place here consciously, just for these final 3 breaths? Just that subtle quality of zero, of nothing at all, and how there's healing in that. And then we close with this hand position. Grab, fold over top. Notice I'm not doing this, doing this. And if you take a look at it, it creates this little yin-yang symbol, this symbol of harmonizing polar opposites. And then a little bow to finish the practice. Thank you so much, everybody. Well done. If there are questions or anything at all, please feel free. You'll have to unmute yourself.